For 30 years, Johannesburg has been vandalized in the name of liberation. The streets are broken, the water runs dry, the lights flicker, yet some still clutch their pride tighter than progress. Enter Helen Zille. She's not coming to sing struggle songs or dance on stages. She's coming to govern, something this city hasn't seen in decades. Call her what you want, but while you cry foul over her skin color or political history, she'll be fixing your roads, restoring your water, and dragging this dying metro back from the grave. She doesn't need your applause. She'll take your crumbling city and rebuild it brick by brick, whether you clap or not. Get the full comprehensive take from the South African journey.
Helen Zille, one of South Africa's maestro of government efficiency, excellence, and professionalism, has finally succumbed to pressures from her conscience and also from her many admirers to enter the ring and fight, rather than adopt the usual stay. Bye. This sidelines and criticize approach which characterizes our intellectuals and social critics. Helen Zille has descended to undertake the most hard job of her life, the quest to clean the rot in Johannesburg, to wrestle Johannesburg from the grip of wolves and vultures, the comrades who came in the name of freedom yet laughed and impoverished the people, turning the mighty city of commerce, international business, and global trade, that is Johannesburg, into a pigsty. Yes, the comrades dancing and chanting slogans of freedom came and run the city of Johannesburg down. Johannesburg today is like a pigsty. Even President Cyril Ramaphosa recently said that he traveled across the city and found it a wasteland. What the president was saying was that the city of Johannesburg is in worse shape. During apartheid, it was a symbol of excellence in the continent of Africa and globally. But under the comrades, it is a pigsty. These are the observations of the President of the Republic. Now Helen Zille is a white woman, and for that, to some that is a problem. Let me take considerable time to address this issue. There is a stupid, suicidal idea gaining traction in South Africa, that all black political parties must unite. Not unite for jobs, not unite for infrastructure, not unite to fix schools, end load shedding, or stop the looting of public funds. No, unite because of race. Unite because you all are black. This is the most idiotic, brain-dead political idea in modern South African history. It is not strategy. It is not empowerment. It is racial masturbation for broken minds still feeding off the milk of victimhood. It is the death of intelligence, and it must be crushed. I just watched the UEFA final, Portugal versus Spain, two European countries, almost entirely white. Yet the man who changed the game was Rafael Leal, a black Portuguese citizen born to an Angolan father and a Sao Tomean mother. He collected the ball and with top-speed pass defenders with sheer intelligence and brilliance, and raced down the left wing and delivered a perfect pass to Ronaldo, a white man. Goal. Victory. Championship. Portugal didn't say, "Let's form a whites-only squad." When the Portuguese squad was selected, they didn't say, "Let us all united as whites." They didn't use cadre deployment. They selected the best players. Race did not matter. Think about the white players who were eager to become part of the Portuguese squad, yet the coach bypassed them and selected a black player. Why? Because he has brains of winning. Race got nothing to do with it. They said, "Let's win." South Africa. We say, "Let's exclude whites because of apartheid." How bloody stupid. White South Africans ran government for 100 years. Whether you like it or not, they know how to run systems. They have experience in logistics, water systems, engineering, rail, tax, treasury, and city management. But no, you say, they're white. Let's unite all black parties. For what? To produce another Mogalakwena? Another Mfuleni? Another Eskom? You are not uniting for progress. You are uniting to loot. You are uniting to protect each other from prosecution. You are uniting to dig a deeper grave for the black child's future. What kind of unity is that? You are poor not because of apartheid. You are poor because of your pride. Because you think race will build roads. That slogans will fix electricity. That political brotherhood will magically feed the hungry. You are living in a fantasy, cheering for each other as the house burns. This race obsession is not Pan-Africanism. It is racial delusion. It is a coward's doctrine, shouted by men who have no plans, no ideas, no integrity, only the ability to blame and beg. You want black unity? Unite around excellence. Unite around discipline. Unite around sacrifice for the nation, not for comrades. Stop this nonsense before it eats the soul of this country. We are not the only generation. Our children are watching. And if we don't break this cycle of political stupidity, they will spit on our graves for being the fools who danced while South Africa drowned. Enough. This country needs builders, not black chauvinists with broken minds. It needs warriors of integrity, not drunkards of race worship. We don't need black unity. We need South African maturity. And if you don't understand that, step aside. The future cannot afford to wait for the stupid. For conclusion, let us return to UEFA. Think about it. There were white Portuguese players, eager, disciplined, patriotic, ready to represent their country at the highest level. They trained hard. They wanted the glory. But the coach looked at them, looked at the challenge ahead, and chose Rafael Leao, a black player, son of an Angolan father and a Sao Tomean mother, born in Portugal. Why? Because Leao had the brains of winning. Because he had the firepower, the vision, the decisiveness. Because race meant nothing to that coach, and victory meant everything. The result? Portugal won. Simple as that. But here in South Africa, we don't think like that. We don't ask, who is capable? Who can build? Who has done it before? No, we ask, what is their skin color? And then we lie to ourselves. We say acknowledging that white South Africans have decades of state-building experience is somehow racist. We pretend it's an insult to say the man who ran the dam for 40 years knows more than the comrade's nephew. We think it's liberation to ignore excellence and call it transformation. This is not leadership. It's lunacy. We are the only country on earth where truth is treated like betrayal, where racial obsession is more important than national resurrection, where a black coach in Portugal can bench white players without drama. But in South Africa, even suggesting that a white civil engineer might be useful in fixing a broken water system is seen as treason. Let that sink in. This is how we lose. This is why we are losing. Because we no longer care about victory, we care about vengeance. Because we would rather suffer together in racial purity than succeed together in national unity. South Africa doesn't need another comrade. It needs a coach. A coach who says, I want to win. I want to build. And I will pick the best black, white, Indian, colored, whoever, because my people deserve success, not slogans. Until we learn that, we will keep losing. Losing electricity. Losing jobs. Losing dignity. You want to win? Then grow up. Stop counting skin. Start counting skills. Because this thing we're doing now, it's not politics. It's suicide. The question is simple. Do we want to win, or do we want to remain trapped in identity politics that reward mediocrity and punish merit? Across the world, nations select their best, not their most racially appropriate. A black winger passes to a white striker, and Portugal wins a European championship. It's not about color. It's about capacity. That's what nations that succeed understand. But here in South Africa, we continue to demand loyalty to pigment over performance. We treat experience like a threat. We shun competence if it doesn't come in politically correct skin. And in doing so, we fall further behind. There is nothing progressive about racial gatekeeping dressed up as transformation. There is nothing noble about excluding excellence in the name of history. This isn't healing, it's self-harm. If we are to rebuild this broken country, we must start choosing the best South Africans, regardless of their race. We must start thinking like winners.
This country cannot be held hostage by your ego and empty pride. You want to feel good about being black while your children drink dirty water and dodge potholes the size of graves? Or do you want dignity that is lived, not shouted? For too long, race baiting has been used as a smokescreen to excuse failure, defend corruption, and shield incompetence. Johannesburg lies in ruins, its roads collapsing, taps dry, power gone, crime rampant. And yet, the loudest voices are still yapping about identity instead of integrity, slogans instead of solutions. Enough.